how do you find brands and products to pitch to as a UGC creator? Great question. And for those of you who do not know what UGC is, it stands for user generated content. Basically, UGC creators are just a type of content creator. So UGC creators specifically though, get paid to create content for companies that then the companies take that content you create for them about their products or services, and they're going to use it for their own purposes. So typically that looks like them taking the videos that you created for them and they are going to run it as ads across social media promoting their products or services. Or they're going to use that and post it on the brand's Instagram account as Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels or TikTok videos or YouTube Shorts, whatever you agree upon with the company. So there's lots of ways to find brands and products. I will tell you a couple of my favorite ways, just so you can get started with UGC as soon as possible. And I know this is like a question that so many people have. Okay, so the number one way I suggest is going to Instagram. And the reason I say Instagram or even Facebook, but mostly Instagram, is because Meta, the company Meta, knows us all super, super well, right? They stock a lot of the things we're doing online, not just on Facebook and Instagram, but all over the place, right? So they know if we're married, if we're single, if we own a house, about how much money we make, if we have children, what our interests are, what our job is. Like, they basically know everything, right? So even though that's a little creepy, it's kind of good in this situation because when you're scrolling on Instagram, you're going to be shown ads of products or services, companies that you're most likely, according to their data about you, you're most likely going to be interested in somewhat, which gives us an entire place to brainstorm and get ideas about the products and the brands that we could possibly start pitching ourselves to as a UGC creator. So this is how I've landed a lot of my UGC deals, is literally just going on Instagram, sometimes even setting a timer so I don't get distracted, but only paying attention to the ads I'm seeing on Instagram so that I can either screenshot it or I can go and I can follow the company right away. I can DM the company. That's how I landed my second UGC deal. If you want to know exactly what to say inside Instagram DMs to get companies to most likely respond to you and start the conversation, I have a whole script inside my free UGC checklist. If you don't have that yet, there's been like 42 or 43,000 people that have downloaded it. It's so helpful. It's not going to just talk about Instagram DMs. I have an entire checklist, obviously what I said, checklist of what to do to get started with UGC, and then also a 15-minute video lesson going over how to pitch to companies via email, which is so important because sometimes you start the conversation inside Instagram DMs, but then it goes into getting the contact information so that you can continue the conversation inside email. So if you don't have my free checklist yet, go get it. It will help you get started with UGC like literally as soon as the end of this video. So pause this video, save it in the corner so you don't like lose it, and then go to my profile. It'll just be the Stan Store link. There's a blue arrow pointing down to the link to click it, get my free checklist. It will help you a ton. But going back to that, Instagram is the perfect place to get ideas, right? So the second UGC deal I said, I was seeing ads for a company. It was called Rasa, great company. They have like coffee alternative beverages, kind of like teas and stuff. Really, really great products. I kept seeing their ads and I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of want to stop drinking so much coffee at that time, 2.5 years ago. And so I messaged them and I'm like, hey, I love your ads. I keep seeing your ads. Your products look amazing. And I would just love to talk to the person in charge of, whoever handles partnerships or UGC creators. And they were like, oh yeah, sorry, we're not like really doing that. We're not doing UGC, but tell us like some of your ideas. So I shared an idea with them, and then long story short, they loved the idea. I got in contact with their creative director and they hired me for 5 videos, and it was fantastic. So Instagram, my whole point is Instagram is a really, really great place to get ideas. Pitch to them. Again, I go through that inside the free checklist that I don't have enough time to go over everything in this video, but Instagram, start with that. Also, now it's 2025, okay? So you have to realize that most companies that are trying to stay relevant on social media, posting on social media, running ads on social media, most companies that are doing that actively are actively hiring UGC creators. So UGC is in such high demand, and it's an ongoing demand. It's not like, a company hires UGC creators for to create 60 pieces of content for Instagram in January, and then this month in February they can't just reuse all that content, right? They need fresh new content. It's an ongoing ecosystem. It's ongoing demand. So with that being said, because UGC is in such high demand, there has been so many new apps, platforms, agencies that you're able to basically use those to connect with brands that are actively searching for UGC creators to hire. A couple examples are the apps Incense, Billow, and B-Roll. There's also Backstage, but you have to pay for that. But a ton of my students inside my UGC course have landed UGC deals off the Backstage app. So those are just a few that you can check out. And then also platforms like Vidsy, Breakfast.io, which is BRKFST.io. Google it, look it up. Vidsy, Breakfast.io, Collabster, #paid, Join Brands, Brands Meet Creators. I really recommend Brands Meet Creators, especially in the beginning, because they send out a newsletter. You can create a profile, but they send out a newsletter every single week. I just got it this morning with a list of companies you can contact that are actively looking for UGC creators with like the demographics they're looking for, what they're looking for exactly. So that is a really, really great place to start. There's also agencies out there, marketing agencies that specialize in providing their clients with UGC. So they hire the UGC creators on behalf of their clients. So for instance, agency found me on social media, I think, and then they reached out to me. I had a call with them, and they hired me to do a video for like an online auto dealership, kind of like an Auto Trader, but a different one, competitor. So they hired me for that. So that's an example. Like, you could Google different agencies, maybe even do like UGC marketing agencies. I promise, like, so many things are going to come up. Just research some agencies, and then you can contact them, email them, and be like, hey, I'm a UGC creator. This is who I am. Here's the link to my portfolio, and I would love to be added to your creator roster. Can you please let me know the next steps? And so then they'll get back to you. You can continue the conversation, build a rapport, build a relationship with these agencies, and they can basically give you UGC work. Some people are against agencies for some reason. I've only had like one a little bit negative experience with an agency, and that was really just because they were super delayed in paying me, and it was annoying. But eventually they paid me. But agencies can also be a really, really great place to find potential brands and get UGC deals. Hopefully this helped. Let me know in the comments what you think you're gonna do. There's so many ways, okay? So it's very important to know that there's a lot of ways. You can get overwhelmed in the beginning, but there's also like freelance platforms like Fiverr. Inside my course, I have a whole guest training from one of the top Fiverr UGC creators, Arbel, who's amazing. You should look her up. She is at Freelance Big Sis. She's great, so great. Her training inside my course is like an hour long, teaching you how to set up a Fiverr gig as a UGC creator successfully, so that brands can actually find you instead of you going and finding brands, which is great, because then you can spend more energy and time and focus making money and getting UGC deals and all that good stuff. So hopefully this helps. Go get the free checklist if you haven't yet. It would help insanely so much, and you get started like literally today.